Here's a number that might make you uncomfortable. 73% of millennials and Gen Z say they've gone into debt just to keep up with their friends' social lives. That's not a car payment or a medical emergency. That's a fancy dinner, a destination wedding, or a weekend trip they simply could not afford. For years, we've been told that status is about what we can show off. The luxury watch, the fancy car, the Instagrammable vacation. But a powerful, counterintuitive movement is gaining traction, and it's flipping the entire script on what it means to be successful. It's called loud budgeting, and it's not about being cheap. It's about being in control. The problem is the silent financial pressure we all feel. You're sitting at a restaurant, your friend orders a second round of cocktails and suggests splitting the bill evenly. Your stomach drops. You only had a salad and water. But you smile and say sure, because the social friction, the potential awkwardness, feels more expensive than the extra $40. Or the group chat is blowing up with plans for a ski trip, and you know your credit card is still screaming from the last holiday season. But you don't want to be the one who says no. You don't want to be left out. So you say yes, and you figure you'll deal with the financial fallout later. This cycle is why so many people look successful on the outside, but are secretly stressed, anxious, and living paycheck to paycheck. The old status symbol was a display of wealth. The new status symbol is a display of wealth building. And that requires setting boundaries, publicly and proudly. This is where loud budgeting comes in. Coined by TikToker Lucas Battle, it's a mindset shift. It's moving your financial goals from a private spreadsheet to a public part of your personality. It's not about deprivation, it's about reallocation. You're not saying, I can't afford that. You're saying, I'm choosing not to spend money on that because I'm choosing to spend it on something more important to me. Let's break down exactly how this works and why it's so powerful. First, loud budgeting reframes frugality from shame to strategy. Think about it. When someone says, I'm on a diet, it can sound restrictive. But when they say, I'm training for a marathon, it sounds impressive. Loud budgeting does the same thing for your money. Instead of mumbling, I can't go to the concert, you state clearly, I've allocated my entertainment budget for the month to finally max out my Roth IRA, so I'm going to sit this one out. You're not a killjoy, you're an executor of a brilliant financial plan. You're trading a temporary experience for permanent financial growth. A single 150 concert ticket invested in an SNAP, P500 index fund with an average 10% annual return could be worth over $2,100 in 30 years. You're not missing a concert, you're buying a future financial milestone. Second, it creates immediate social accountability. When you keep your financial goals a secret, it's easy to break them. No one knows. But when you tell your friends, hey team, I'm in saving mode for a down payment this year, so I'm going to be the picnic in the park and board game night guy for a while, something magical happens. You've created a team. Your real friends will not only respect your boundary, they'll help you enforce it. They'll suggest cheaper alternatives. They'll stop pressuring you. And you'll feel a sense of pride in sticking to your plan, which is far more rewarding than the fleeting high of an impulsive purchase. This accountability is a superpower. A study from Dominican University found that people who sent weekly progress reports to a friend achieved their goals 76% more successfully than those who didn't. Third, it's a powerful filter for your relationships, both personal and professional. Let's be brutally honest. If someone is offended or mocks you for being responsible with your money, that says everything about them and nothing about you. Loud budgeting quickly identifies the people who value you for your company, not for your subsidization of their lifestyle. It's the friend who gets genuinely happy for you when you pay off your student loans. It's the colleague who suggests a coffee walk instead of an expensive lunch. These are your people. Conversely, it weeds out the financial vampires who see your wallet as a community resource. This applies to family too. Being loud about your boundaries around holiday spending or loans can prevent years of resentment and financial strain. Fourth, it actively fights lifestyle inflation. You get a raise. The immediate conditioned response is to upgrade your life. A nicer apartment, a newer car, more expensive hobbies. Loud budgeting forces you to be intentional. You can announce, great news, I got a 5% raise. 4% of that is going straight into my investment account and 1% is for me to enjoy. This is a conscious decision, not a passive drift into higher spending. The median household income in the US is around $75,000. A 5% raise is $3,750. If you let that just get absorbed into your daily spending, you'll wonder where it went in a year. If you loudly and purposefully invest it, that single year's raise could grow to over $21,000 in a decade. You are consciously choosing your future standard of living over a slightly fancier present. Fifth, it reduces financial anxiety by giving you back control. Money stress doesn't come from having a low income. It comes from feeling out of control. When you're constantly saying yes to things you can't afford, you are handing control of your finances over to peer pressure and social expectation. Every time you practice loud budgeting, you are taking that control back. You are the one making the decisions. A 2023 study by Capital One found that 7% of Americans feel anxious about their financial situation. The primary antidote to that anxiety isn't more money, it's more agency. By vocalizing your plan, you are actively scripting your financial future, instead of just being an actor in someone else's play. So, how do you start? It's simpler than you think. You don't need a megaphone. You just need clarity and courage. Next time the group suggests a pricey brunch, try this. I'm actually trying a new budget where I cook more at home, but I'd love to see you all. How about we do a potluck at my place instead? See the difference? You've offered an alternative. You've been inclusive. You've been honest. In a work context, if a client suggests a steakhouse, you could say, I'm happy to meet, but just so you know, I'm keeping client dinners to a more modest budget this quarter. Is there a great Italian spot you like? This project's competence and fiscal responsibility, not weakness. The goal of loud budgeting isn't to have the most money in your bank account. It's to have the most freedom in your life. The freedom from debt. The freedom from anxiety. The freedom to say yes to the things that truly matter to you, whether that's retiring early, starting a business, or helping your family. Because you've learned to proudly and loudly say no to the things that don't. Status is no longer about the logo on your handbag. It's about the peace of mind in your investment portfolio. It's about trading "look at me" for "look what I'm building." If you're ready to take control and turn your financial goals into a badge of honor, you're in the right place. We break down complex money strategies into actionable steps you can use every single day. Don't let another month go by where your money controls you. Subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and let's build real, lasting wealth together.